Okay, if it drops out again, I'm done. And I quit for the. I'm not trying this again. So, hey, David. Yes, it's cool to have a live stream going. Unfortunately, this is the fourth time I've restarted this one because YouTube is not wanting to cooperate today for whatever reason. So, so yeah. And unfortunately, I've lost my entire audience. Yeah, I got a feeling I'm not going to get too many people back, in which case this may be a short one. So, oh, so it's not just me. Okay. Well, good. That makes me feel a little better. I didn't know Ola was doing live streams. That's interesting to know. I know. Actually, when I first got on today, I saw Rob Baker was live this morning, but Robert Baker rather. But I don't know. I haven't checked any of his out. I've seen Pete Thorne sometimes, although I didn't get a notification that he was live today. So unless he's getting ready to start, he usually gets on around 2 o'clock or so my time. But he may have already gotten word that YouTube is acting up today and said forget about it. Who knows? Members only. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. He did one for his album release for the public, but all the streams are usually on member only. Okay. Yep. I don't have members. I just have you guys. So, but I've been messing with this Jugget. That's my JCM 800 model type. I'll tell you what, if we want to do the real chugga, then we got to go to the, well, if it'll let me, which it won't. Let's try disarming. And then yes, that's a preset. Huh. Nope, JT Man is what we get. I was hoping I'd be able to switch over to my my dual rectifier. Not today. Yes, Pete Zim's guitar says Pete goes live every Sunday. Yes, he does. Unfortunately, I'm not nearly as good or entertaining as Pete Thorne. So, uh, that's the logo. Something like that. Beer fridge. I don't drink. So anyway, but what I've been messing with when you're out is how to stream the audio from my Pro Tools or computer DAW on the computer, whichever one. I'm actually getting ready to want to try. But whichever one I'm using to be able to stream that into my live streams. And I know you still got to put up with the the pick scratches that are getting picked up by this microphone. But regardless, I've been trying. I really wanted to figure out how to get along with everything else. So, and I think I at least figured out how to do that. But it's also going to help out a lot once YouTube decides it wants to finally cooperate and run properly. So. Oops. Oops. Let's see here. What part of the world are you located in? I'm in Indiana, central Indiana, to be slightly more specific. What model Charvel? Well, if you're talking about the one this is not a Charvel. This is a BC Rich. This is my BC Rich ASM Pro. If you're talking about the Charvel that I use in my videos where they have the active EMGs in it, that is a Desolation Series Skatecaster, which there were several different levels, different tiers. The SK1 ST, which I think was the top tier, was the one with the neck through construction, the solid maple top, and the active EMGs, 81, 85. So yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's the that is the Skatecaster model SK1 ST. Unfortunately, was discontinued a few years ago. and I got lucky as musician's friend. I caught it on a stupid deal of the hour from musician's friend for 199. That guitar sold brand new for 649 or 699, 649 or 699. So um, I got lucky and caught it on a you know stupid deal, literally a stupid deal of the day, and the unfortunately, Charvel discontinued. I don't know why Jackson Charvel Fender quit making them because I mean you really got a lot of guitar for the money, and they were fantastic value, and I know they were selling. But I don't know why they discontinued. I guess they were just felt like they were giving too much value to their to the people that were buying them. That's my guess. I don't know. So. But yeah, I generally keep that one tuned down. I keep that one. It's a handy guitar, like when I'm demoing distortion pedals uh, and amps and stuff like that. Primarily, what I grab it for is because I keep it tuned down a whole step, or sometimes even drop C. And with the active EMGs in it, that'll kind of give the metal guys that play those guitars an idea of what said pedal or amp or whatever it is would sound like through something similar to what they might use. My guitar count currently, well, let's see. The most recent one I acquired was um, the Vester guitar, and I mentioned earlier before that we cut out this last time that it's a great guitar, and I do really I do like it. I just don't play it much. I think I'm going to myself to play it a little bit more and see if I'm able to bond with it. But as of that one, well, I don't know, 40. I mean, it's in the 40 range anyway. I haven't sold any, so whatever it was before, plus one more. David Gabe says, "Hey man, in the future, maybe mount the camera to your top right so it's looking down at a downward angle. We can see you playing the guitars too." Well, unfortunately, there's nowhere to put it because I've got the webcam that I'm using. Hopefully, I'll be able to say goodbye to very very soon. I'm really gonna try to buy a video capture card this week. Um, and I think I found one that'll work for me. That'll do what I needed to do, and that I can afford. In which case, then this webcam is going to go bye bye, and I'm going to start streaming with my DSLR camera instead, which is the camera that I use to shoot most of my videos. So, but if I provided I can get all that figured out, then it's these live streams are going to start looking a little bit differently. But up here, I've got my there's just nowhere to put it. I've got at least right now. Now, if I'm able to upgrade my monitors here sometime soon, I'll have a little bit bigger surface that I can set that tripod on, and you guys be able to see everything at my desk a little bit better anyway. But as it sits right now, there's just a small computer speaker that's too small to set a tripod, even a small desktop tripod on, and I don't know. Maybe I'll play around with it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, granted, this desk is not nearly as cluttered as it used to be, but there's still a lot of stuff on it. So, yeah, guys, please buy some shirts. The links, to my Teespring shop should be right underneath your viewing screen, right there. And all the proceeds from all of those sales go straight back into supporting this channel. And by all those sales, I'm not gonna it's not like there's been a whole lot. So, but for those of you that have bought a t-shirt, they are, you can attest, they are really, really nice t-shirts actually. And it does not go unnoticed or unappreciated, for those of you that choose to support my channel that way. Learn any new riffs lately? Oh man. It's not a new riff. And I didn't just learn it, but I learned this riff when I was a kid, and I actually pulled it out in a video here not too long ago. But I learned the riff when I was a kid, and then I didn't touch it. And David gets it, of Wolf and Man. Yep, I hadn't touched that riff in probably 20 years, and it just I saw Rob Chapman playing it in a video. I don't know, a month or two ago, and I was like, "Hey, I should know that song." And the way I saw him playing it didn't ring any bells with me, and all of a sudden, it just kind of came back to me. James Hetfield, I am not, but uh, that was a great song. That was one of the best tracks on that record. I wish they played it live more often than they do, but particularly a couple weeks ago when I was seeing Metallica from the front row. Did I mention I got to see Metallica from the front row here a few weeks ago? That was like the most amazing concert live music experience of my life ever. It was awesome. Let's see. Besides everything I'm learning about guitar stuff, I'm learning a lot about video production from watching other channels. There is a lot that goes into it. Even if you're just running a YouTube channel, it's if even if you watch the evolution of my channel, you go back and watch my earlier videos, or read my really, really early videos. My video quality was terrible. Everything about them was terrible. They were far too long. There was way too much talking going on. There was, audio quality was terrible. No lighting. They're pretty bad. Hang on a second here. I am looking at some comments on some previous videos. Somebody, GTV, Guitar TV just commented on one of the old ones, one of the other streams that got canceled out. There we go. Sorry about that. Somebody just commented that they weren't the comment said, "Darn it!" I said again. I said, "No, you didn't. I'm still alive. Who just different link for them, probably from the one that the alert sent you. Thanks to YouTube." Let's see here. Going to see Tool. Hey, I've heard a few people say they're going to try to catch them when they go out this year. I guess that they got a new album they're touring behind. PRS Rocker says, "What, you saw Metallica? I never would have known by 330 pics and videos on Facebook." Not to mention the recap video that I put up on YouTube of it that actually documented the whole thing, and that promptly got flagged for cousins. But you can still view it. I'm just sharing a monetization, and I got a feeling that my percentage of that share is very, very small. So I guess we do any videos on YouTube Metallica related, they want their cut. So yeah, that's Lars. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are just jealous you didn't get to see him live from the front row, by the way. just for what it's worth. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Danny says I was watching the replay of the last stream when I saw you were live again. Exactly. That's this is the fourth time I have clicked the go live button today. So I've actually deleted a couple. Deleted the first two because I don't know why anybody would want to go back and watch them because I didn't, nothing got accomplished. But so here's Guitar TV. Welcome. And Laura Gonzalez says 666, to which David Gave says 777. Interesting. I need to learn some ghost riffs. I am. There's a couple of other shows that are coming around this year that I'm excited about. David, Jim, your partner, David Hill, and I are talking about going to see Iron Maiden this year because they're when they're coming around, they're actually playing right down the street from where I live. So they are playing very closely. So David Hill's talking about making the trip down here from his part of the world, and we're going to go see Maiden. And I can't remember. I've already forgotten who they're coming around with, but somebody else cool. And what's the other one? Kiss. Kiss's farewell tour, which I'll believe it when I see it, but yeah. So those are really the two shows come around that really have my attention that I want to go see. So let's see. First two Danzig albums, oh yeah. I mean, who doesn't love? Or something like that. It's only 3 chords throughout the whole thing, and then the solo's pretty fast actually. I learned it kind of sort of once and didn't practice it hard enough and don't remember any of it. See, I remember, was that one? There was what album was Snakes of Christ on? Was that on the second one? How's that riff go? Something like that's a Stone Temple Pilots riff. Oh man, pulling out all these riffs that I don't remember anymore. I'm gonna have to do some memory jogging. Guitar TV says, sorry to hear that, dude. Yep, times are tough, man. Times are tough. It was 2017. I got fired from my job after being there for 3 years. They had just announced they were being bought out, and um, so they found the stupidest reason they could find me just because they needed to clear out a desk for the transition. And anyway, that ended badly. And then I went to work for another company a few weeks later that is one of the worst companies. That was one of the most miserable working experiences I've ever had in my life. Um, so I said screw it and went and got back into the guitar business, which is the only thing I've ever been any good at anyway. Brandon Patrick says I subscribed. If you are saying that you subscribe to my channel, thank you, sir. Very, very much appreciated. Welcome to the family. James 666, morning from Canada. Yes, sir. Play Dirty Black Summer. Don't know it. Don't know anything about that song. I'm assuming it's a Danzig song just because that's what we've been talking about, but don't know it. Jim, I'd give you your free bird, but this is a family show. What plugins do you Black XLC says? What plugins do you use in Pro Tools? I am, and I kind of wish Tony Ramsey were in on this chat because I was texting him late earlier this week trying to figure out how to get anything to go in Pro Tools because it's I'm very, very new to the DAW world. And I went into I decided to start out with Pro Tools just because I happened to get a copy of it and it was easy. It was free rather. So so I downloaded it and then opened it up and realized had no idea where to start. Kind of kept telling myself that I figured out Sony Vegas, which is that's the software, the video software editor, video editing software that I use. And so I was able to figure out Sony Vegas. I should be able to figure out Pro Tools, and it was. I've gotten to the point at least now I can do what you're seeing me do with it here, but I'm certainly no master at it. But to answer your question, the amps that I'm using at least right now are the 11 Mark II amplifiers. This is a JCM 800 setting that I've got it on right now, and the cabinet that I'm using is the 2 Notes wall sound. So I actually just did a video. Just finished editing a video last night about both of these things. So you'll see more detail on that here going up on my channel in a formal video here in a couple of weeks. Hey, there's Pete Thorne. Pete Thorne just went live. So But you guys will see a formal video here in a couple of weeks, and as I it's me kind of documenting my journey into the recording world is what it is. So, but I've done that. I've tried a couple of others. David mentioned Amplitude. I've had terrible luck with anything IK multimedia related. Um, I did the Amplitude custom shop, or I downloaded the Amplitude custom shop, and for whatever reason, it keeps changing my password randomly, and then I reset it, and then try to log back in with the new password, and all of a sudden it doesn't recognize it, and they've done that to me 2 or 3 times now, and just another it's just yet another bad experience I've had with IK multimedia products. So I'm not impressed with the Amplitude. So at least so far. So and I've emailed them, let them know about it a few times now, and they haven't gotten back with me. So um, I'm not overly impressed. Got any funny or interesting Guitar Center stories? One of my favorite Guitar Center stories. This didn't happen in but it happened in my in another store in our district, and I know the manager, the loss prevention manager, very well. Guitar Center, as I'm sure you can imagine, is a kind of an attractive place for criminals and thieves and stuff to want to practice their craft. Sure enough, I think it was either the Lexington store. Um, it was either Lexington or I can't remember which, but it was one of the smaller Kentucky stores. And sure enough, one day back in Pro Audio, back there walking around, they keep MIDI controllers, some the more inexpensive ones anyway, the M Audios, stuff like that. They'll keep in stacks out there on the floor. And, sure enough, one day some kid was back there and, kind of appeared to just be checking out, walking around checking out the MIDI controllers. And all of a sudden he grabbed one of those about 300 or 400 bucks or whatever, stuck it under his arm, kind of made sure made sure nobody was looking, made sure he got through line to the door. And he just starts trucking with this thing under his arm. One of the guys that was working back in audio behind the counter said, "Well, he's stop that guy." He yelled, just for somebody to catch him. Stop that guy. He's trying to steal a MIDI controller. Well, Bruce is the loss prevention manager for that particular region of the country, and Bruce is a very, very intimidating individual. He stands about 6'6", 6'7", every bit of 350, 400 pounds. He's a retired Chicago police officer, and like I said, he's a great guy, and he's a really, really nice guy. But when it comes to him doing his job, you do the very well known rule of thumb that if Bruce shows up at your store unannounced, that's not a good thing, and you better hope that you're looking for. Well, Bruce happened to be in the store that day, and he happened to hear this cry for help, just as this kid's kind of is just starting the corner. Bruce happened to be standing right there. He's starting to turn the corner to go to head out the door. Well, Bruce steps back around from the other side of the corner, and the kid runs right at Bruce is like I said is a pretty big dude. The kid runs right into Bruce, bounces off of him, lands on the floor, sat on him until the cops got there to arrest him. Oh boy, that's one of my favorite GC stories. Oh, I could just see Bruce sitting there just yelling at him the whole time. Oh boy, I need a mini katana. Yep, the Boss Katanas are pretty awesome amps. I know Jim and David talked about those in great length on their show. They seem to be pretty fond of them, for the price. 3, 4, $500 or $300, $400, range. Great amplifiers. So do I. David says there zero problems. The Apple II for me. Yeah, I'm a PC user too. This is not a Mac. This is strictly PC. So you know they do not like me. I'm willing to give them a chance if they straighten up and fix their glitches. But as of right now, I'm not. I have not had good luck with them. Dime said he wrote his best riffs on the throne. How could man that would not be he man, you guys remember the size of those DNMLs that he played? I mean those things were huge. I have one, and trust me, those guitars are not small. You know, I don't know about his. My throne's got a cabinet on one side of me and a shower on the other. So there's not. I don't have that kind of room. STL tonality. Yep. I'll check it out. I'm actually I'm the 11 stuff is actually growing on me. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was kind of cheap sounding, but like I said, it's beginning to grow on me. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I haven't. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've never tried either. So, but I'm not going to go spend a bunch of money on plugins. I mean, I just, at the end of the day, I got a whole room full of amps back there, and when it comes to recording, really, I mean, that's what I'd rather be using is micing up an amplifier. Let's see. Thinking of getting the orange pedal baby or the Duncan Power Stage for a pedal platform. I'm not familiar with either one of the. Oh yeah, the pedal baby. That's that new. I think it's strictly a solid state power amp that Orange came out with specifically for pedals. And I got to assume they got that idea from all the videos going around of people plugging their suddenly plugging their metal zones into the effects loop and bypassing the preamp. I got to assume that's the inspiration behind that thing. So, yeah, pedal baby's kind of got my attention as well. But the truth that part of the reason why I would be buying it would be to demo it, and I think Fluff's already sucked all the views out of that thing with his video fairly recently. So, Seymour Duncan had an equivalent. That's interesting. Awesome. Well, fellas, I appreciate those of you being patient with me through all of my technical difficulties here today. Sorry, this is not as nearly as productive of a Q&A session as I was hoping it would be, but hopefully next time will be better. So, in the meantime, thank you all for hanging out with me. I've been going at this for over an hour now. So, one more question. Carlos says, "What's your opinion on lower tuning like C standard or B standard?" C standard, C standard is really like it's like a whole step down, which is Motley Crue territory among others. It's I don't mind. I like playing C standard. B standard is, I mean that's Slipknot territory, and not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that's low, and for most of the stuff that I play, I mean it's there's just not a lot. I mean, I would pick it up, play one song with it, and have to go back to another guitar. So, there's the my opinion, the myth that tuning down into lower tunings makes you sound heavier, and that's exactly what it is, a myth. I actually did a video on that a couple years ago, and go check it out. I think it was called, does town tuning make you sound heavier? So, go check that out and see what you think. Awesome. So cool. Thanks, guys. Signing off. I will see you in the next video.